how to factor a basic trinomial. Let me give you an overall synopsis of where we're going. So this is old stuff. 2x minus 1 times, let's say, x plus 4. So this is something we did last week. Do you remember the phrase I said to use to remember how to multiply this? Split and what? Repeat. So you split this up, split, and then you repeat this. And that's actually called the distributive property, but nobody's going to really know how, like, the steps are not explained in the word distributive property. So if you say split repeat method, it's literally telling you this gets split apart, 2x, beep, minus 1, beep, and then this repeats in here. And now what you've done is taken a binomial times a binomial and rewritten it so it's a monomial times a binomial. And it's a lot easier. I hope you're listening. So we're going to multiply 2x in here. We would get what? 2x squared plus 8x. Those are your signs, right? Carly, are you with me?
Yes.
And then we've got negative 1 multiplying here. What do I get? Negative x minus 4. And then in the middle, these combine. So we have 2x squared plus 7x minus 4. Right? That's last week. You with me? This right here is called multiplying or distribute. Multiply. Right? When you start here and you end here. This is called factor. We're going to start here and we're going to end here. You with me? Do you see it? The roadmap? So this was last week, multiplying it out. This is this week. Taking it in trinomial form, factoring it to two binomials that if they multiplied together would give me that trinomial, okay? So there's your game plan. Before we get to this part here, the part in the middle, you've got to know how to organize these numbers, which is what this sheet's for, okay? This sheet is showing you how to organize your numbers before you actually start the factoring process. So this is step 1. Let me explain what we got going on here. You have this gigantic X, which is something that you would draw to the side to organize your numbers. And the way you fill it in, it's got 4 sections. The product at the top is A times C. That's a car alarm. This down here at the bottom is B. Y'all with me? And then these over here, factor and factor, are going to be numbers that you're coming up with. That's the goal. So, for example, I need the product of 2 numbers that give me 20, but add to give me 12, and that would be 10 and 2. Here's why. Because 10 times 2 is 20, and 10 plus 2 is 12. Okay? Now, if you don't understand it yet, that's because I've only... Come on, don't start.
Is it about not work?
I don't know.
Penny needs
there we
to
go.
come and collect.
So, let's look at this. We want the product of 72 that adds to 17. So make sure you put the correct, I should write them underneath. We want the A times C gives me 72 and B is 17. So it's got to multiply to give me 72 and it's got to add to give me 17. So here we go. Multiply to give me 72, add to give me 17. Now we got to come up with our numbers. Now to do this, you're going to work from the factors of the product part. We're going to work from the factors of 72. Over here, make your list, and then let's just make it, you can make a T-chart. Some people make a T-chart. I just usually do commas, but I'm going to show you different ways. All right, count it out. Don't jump all over the place. Just count it out. 1 goes how many times? 72. 2 goes how many times? 36. Do you know how the shortcut for 3? If you don't know the shortcut for 3, you add the digits, and if the number that they add to, if 3 goes into that, it'll go into this. So like 7 plus 2 is 9. Does 3 go into 9? Yes, then 3 goes into 72. So you can go to your calculator and do 72 divided by 3. Tell me what you get. Huh? 24? All right. Do 72 divided by 4. What do you get? 18. All right. Does 5 go? No, you should know the trick on 5s. Does 6 go? Do 72 divided by 6. You get 12. And then, does 7 go? No, you know 7 doesn't because 7 goes into 70. 10 times, it's too close to 72. There's not enough there. So, does 8 go? 9 times. All right. You've made your list. Now, you don't have to make the list every time. It's usually just when it's big numbers and you're not really jumping to your answer quickly. Now the goal is what pair of numbers can somehow combine means add, to 17.
8 and 9.
There you go. So those are the numbers that we're going to work with. We're going to say 8 and 9. That's it. That's as far as we're going right now. I need you to be able to get the numbers. That 8 doesn't even look like an 8. Let me fix that. Now, this one was 72 and 17. Now let's do the next one. Ready? 24 and 10. So this is your A times C. This is your B. Let's fill it in. So the product is 24. The sum is 10. We're going to work with the factors of 24. Come over here. Now I'm going to show you another technique. It's just commas. So 1 and 24, 2, 12, 3, 8. Gotta know your factors. 4, 6. Does 5 go? No. And look, I've looped back in terms of counting. I've looped back to this number, which means you're done. There's no more numbers to hit. Which combo would give me 10?
4 and 6.
There you go.
That is
So 4, 6.
easy.
So the second example, you know, you start to get it. Third example should start feeling good.
Yeah.
So
The product's always the first number, right?
always.
Always.
Well, this is, you're never going to see it laid out like this again. I'm going to be giving it to you. Let me just go ahead. Oh, shoot, I wrote in the green. Wish I hadn't started it.
Oh,
I'm going to be giving it to you like this,
yeah,
right? Let me write it over here. Is that 7? Yeah. And what we're going to do is say A times C is negative 8 and B is 7. And that's what we're working. That's what we're getting at. So you'll never see it laid out like this again. All right. 15 is your A times C. 16 is your B. So that's got to multiply to give me 15 and add to give me 16. Work with your factors of 15. What are the factors of 15? 1, 15, 3, 5. That's it. Which pair gives me 16?
1 and 5. Whoops. Sorry.
for a combo that we could subtract them. When we actually put this all together, there will be negatives involved, but right now we just have all positive numbers. So notice that 5 times 4 is 20, and 5 minus 4 is 1, right? So this is what we're working with now is the difference. This is not going to work. Let's do number 4. So this is your A times C, and this is the number minus the number to give me 5. So we got product of 50 that subtracts to give me 5. Somehow in a combination, I don't really like the idea of saying subtract. You could just say add negatives. You'll see it when we put it all together with the polynomials. All right, so factors of 50. 1 and 50. 2 and 25. 3 won't go. 4 won't go. 5 and 10. 6 won't go. 7, 8, 9. 2 will. And then back to 10.
Oh yeah.
Max, come here, yeah.
I don't think I definitely not so.
What?
Jake is it?
What? I heard that there's like cheese that gets like it's not gross.
I'm going to show you.
Are you actually?
No, Carly.
Well, it was that close. What did he say?
Would y'all say wait? You go.
Wait, no, actually, I heard that. This close.
Yes, yes. Yes. Yes, that's why Jake has like pimples and all that stuff on his
Hey, but guess what? Hey, my mom got me something.
Yeah.
Why don't you just get circumcised?
Anthony has like Anthony has this like extra like.
Hey, you know that?
Anthony, you know like extra layer.
Oh my god!
Wait, but how do you get like how do you?
What's the show called with Carl? Is it like Carl?
Hey, tell them about like the
Hey, you know what skin tag is?
It's like
hit this 3 or 1 on this.
What is what?
On this on the he has like skin tags.
Horse hit? Why are you always standing out?
Oh,
Probably.
Okay. Which combo of numbers can somehow, when I say combination, I'm not necessarily implying positive number plus positive number, okay? I'm saying somehow you could manipulate them together, throw a negative in if you need to get 5. Which group of numbers could somehow combine and give me 5? 5 and 10. It would take a negative in there, but the 5 and the 10 is what we would work with, right? I don't want you to worry about throwing the negative in yet because let's just focus on the numbers. Then we'll get the negatives down. Okay? Alright, 36 and 16. So it's got to multiply to give you 36. It's got to add to give you 16. We're working from the factors of the top number. So 36, that's 1 and 36. What else? 2 and 18. 3 and 12. 4 and 9. 5 won't go. 6 and 6. Which combination of numbers can somehow give me 16? 2 and 18 could give me 16 if I was tricky with a negative, right? So 2 and 18. What the heck?
What were y'all saying?
Okay.
We're not in the 200 hall. Wrong.
121. So it's got to multiply to give me 100. It's got to add to give me 21. We're going to work with factors of 100. So 1 and 100, 2 and 50, 3 won't go, 4 and 25, 5 and 20, 6 won't go, 7, no, 8, 9, 10 and 10. When you hit the same number, by the way, you circle back around. Like that's the perfect square. I don't know if y'all noticed that, but that's the perfect square. A great reminder of where we were 2 weeks ago. The perfect square of the square root of 100 is 10 because a 10 by 10 has an area of 100. So which ones can somehow combine to give me 21? 4 and 25 could somehow give me 21, right? Now, let's put it together with where we're actually going, okay? Go to the back of this sheet, and now you can see the groundwork. Looks exactly like what we just did, but now I'm throwing in the trinomial. Here's your trinomial. First of all, this is called standard form, ax squared plus bx plus c of a quadratic. It's a quadratic because this is a degree 2. You're supposed to know that by now. I told you that 8th grade was linear, 9th grade is quadratics, 10th grade is geometry, 11th grade is cubics and higher. Standard form, when it's in descending order by the variables, you've already practiced that, the coefficients are your A, your B, and your C. So the coefficient here is 3, here it's 4, and the constant at the end is 1. Instead of me just giving you the numbers, like on the front, where I said, hey, the numbers are 20 and 12. Now we're going to find them. Y'all with me? Now we're going to find them. So you're going to multiply A times C, and it's going to go right here. A times C. And then you're going to copy B in the bottom. So that's how you get the numbers, okay? And then you finish, you carry on like normal. So here we go. We have the quadratic 2x squared plus 7x plus 5. We're going to multiply. It really helps to draw the arch. It kind of reminds you what to do, okay? So draw the arch. 2 times 5. What do you get? You get 10. Put it in the top. Then you're going to copy the one that has no marks on it to the middle, or to the bottom, sorry. And it's positive 7. I really want you to copy the sign too, I think. I think it's going to help. All right, let's work with our numbers. Factors of 10. Here we go. You got 1 and 10. 2 and 5, that's it. Which combination of numbers will give me 7? Okay, and I don't want you to circle them necessarily. I just want you to come over here and say, yep, it's 2 and 5. Or you can circle it. I guess you could. It doesn't matter. If you like the visual, like, yep, I'm going with those, that works. next one. Here we go. Don't let the negatives throw you off. A times C. 15.
Oh my gosh.
Negative
I'm a
16.
genius. I know exactly what it is.
Copy B. Negative 16. All right, let's work with factors of 15. Here we go. You got 1, 15, 3, 5. That's it, right?
Oh my gosh.
We need a combo to give us negative 16. First of all, 1 and 15 can somehow give me 16, right? Pick your numbers, then work with the signs. So we got 1 and 15. Now, here's where it starts to get tricky. It's got to multiply to give me positive 15, but it's got to add to give me negative 16. You've got to have enough number sense to say, okay, so then they're both negative. Because negative 1 times negative 15 is definitely positive 15. And then negative 1, you can say plus negative 15, or you could just, because it's a minus, just kind of run your eyes across here. Negative 1 minus 15 is negative 16. So those are the numbers that work. Okay? So see, the negative really doesn't, I mean, it's just a sign game at the end. All right, here we go. There's a 1 here. Multiply. Now this time we multiplied and we get negative 20. Put your negative there, that matters. And then they've got to add to give me negative 1. They got to combine somehow to give me negative 1. All right, let's work with our factors of 20. Don't worry about the sign. Just focus on the number. We got 1 and 20, 2 and 10, 4 and 5, and I've circled back around. Like, that's why the counting method is helpful, because you're not wasting time thinking, what other number goes? I've now counted back around my circles, so I'm done. Which number pair could somehow combine to give me a 1? 4 and 5. So put them over here, and now let's play the sign game. So be careful. It has to multiply to give you a negative. What's the rule when you're multiplying to get a negative? A negative times a positive. So one of them's positive, one of them's negative. The sign of the sum down here is always the sign of a larger number. So watch when I make that 5 negative. Now ask yourself, does 4 times negative 5 give me negative 20?
Yeah.
Yes. Scan your eyes across. 4 minus 5. Does that give you negative 1? Yes. Then winner, winner. So if you want to make a note that to yourself, if you think it's going to throw you off, then don't make the note. But if you think you can handle it, that the larger number, the larger factor, I should say, because the factors go right here, the larger factor's sign matches B. Remember, B came from right here. So the larger factor's sign always matches B. Now, I can't say anything for the other number. That's where you have to actually play around with it. All right? So like right here, look, these were our 2 numbers. The larger factor was 15. Notice the 16 was negative. The 15 is going to be negative as well. So now the 1 ended up being negative 2. All right, number 10. A times C. What do we get? Negative 24. And then down here, positive 2. So factors of 24. I would love for you to list the factors of 24. I feel like I'm kind of listing them for you. Just start counting. list. If not, I hope that as we continue doing this, you're gonna get more comfortable with your multiplication facts. 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, 4 and 6. Now you could run through here and put the sign if you wanted to, like to help you. You could run through here and put the sign of B on all the bigger numbers. B, bigger, you know. Or you could just say, okay, I can do this. Which combo of numbers can somehow give me 2? Somehow give me 2. 6 and 4, right? Now, copy the sign of the bigger number from B, and now let's ask ourselves, does 4 times 6 give me negative 24? No. What do I need to do? Now make the 4 negative. Now check it. Does this multiply to give me negative 24? Yes. Run your eyes across. Negative 4 plus 6. 2. So it works. All right, 11 and 12. Y'all try. And then we'll check them. 11 and 7.
Yeah, 11 and 7.
I don't understand it.
Like I get the numbers, but I don't know the signs.
Hold on. Is it what? Not applicable. Or how about not factorable?
Not factorable.
So we got negative 4 and then negative 4. Factors of 4 are 1 and 4, 2 and 2. Do any of them somehow combine to give me 4? 2 and 2. But then if I make them both negative, then I would multiply to get a positive 4, so that's a problem. So if I make 1 negative, then I don't add them to get negative 4. So this is a problem, Houston. So this is not factorable. This would be considered simplest form. It's kind of like that one from last night's homework where we said, you know, there's no GCF. In this case, number 1, there's no GCF, and number 2, I can't factor it apart. All right, number 12. This is 1 times 12, and then copy B, negative 7. So we're going to work from the factors of 12. 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. It'd be 3 and 4. Copy the sign of B to the bigger number to help you get there. Now, if I leave it like this, I got a problem. They're multiplying to give me a negative. I need a positive, which means this needs to be negative, and then now it works. I'm going to post a Delta map that will just do this. Okay? How many? Like 10.
I have like 10 missing.